Welcome to Advanced Patterns with Art here. I have started this lines and patterns unit. All of these ideas you can use, you can expand on, you can experiment. This week is practice, and I would like you to take a paper, fold it 3 times so that you have sections to work with. And I'd like at least 8 different kinds of patterns that you create using lines. The beginning classes started with this simple beginner line practice sheet. Then 2nd and 3rd graders move up to the intermediate sheet, where they practice closer lines, closer patterns, more complicated. Using some fun lines like spirals and pinwheels, adding a dot at the end. When you're creating patterns to put into your artwork, think of what more can I add? Sometimes one is enough if you've got enough details and patterns within it. For instance, this here, I have concentric circles that get bigger and bigger and then stop, and then add another one. Oopsie doodles. I'll color that in because I broke pattern by not filling this one in. And then I added a few little half bumps with dots and created something that is an interesting pattern. Now I've got some different line patterns that can go inside different art projects. A line with flowers, I created the flowers first, added the little leaves, then connected them with the lines so it looks like they're on a vine. This one here, I drew a straight line and then curved around it, filled in each one of the bumps, added some dots, and I kept asking myself, is it missing something? What more could I add? And then I added the little lines at the tops. All the way up to the top, we've got just a very simple vine, a curved line with alternating little colored in leaves. The same idea here with a curved line, open leaves that you can use different colors on, and then a berry with a dot in it. The pattern here started with 2 parallel curvy lines, adding the dots down the middle, and putting little pieces off the side, little curved, almost number 9s. The last vine that I created was a combination of parallel lines and then straight up and down or diagonal little lines inside, triangles on top, and then a dot at the top of each triangle. Over here, just a simple bumpy line that I added some interest on the inside, put a dot where each of the bumps kind of joined each other, and then I traced along the top with another bumpy line. This kind of pattern is going to come in handy next week, so make sure you practice that. I took the bumps to a new level. I made a row of bumps, then another row that kind of alternated on top of the bumps, and then another alternating row, another alternating row. I went back in and added the second bump inside, and then playing around, I added dots to the edges. Not sure if I liked it, but I put them on the top row as well. Remember, this is just practice. Here's the simple version where you do the bumps, alternating row, alternating row, alternating row. Then I added the second little bump inside with a dot inside the bump. This one is one of my favorites at the moment. This one is done by using the bumps. Let me go here. And then inside of each one, I went over and then over and then back. And pretend I'm not going to go outside the lines. Then I added just some interest there. Just always trying to keep that pattern going. And if I wanted to create more of an interest, I could go in the alternating row and add something in there. Now we've got parallel line patterns. These are great for borders. Parallel lines here. I did double lines, then double lines, dots down the center. I did single parallel lines with dots down the center, bumpy lines on either side, and added a dot inside the bumps. Double parallel lines, and then I put a zigzag line inside the middle. Double parallel lines, and I put a circle line down the middle and added a dot inside each circle. You could take any of these ideas and do combinations within. The very last one I have here, the last row, a simple flower. If you can draw that, then you can do lines like this one over here. This bumpy line, I started with a curved line. I put a few petals or big bumps on them, put something in there. I think there's still something missing in that section, so I would ask myself, what more could I add? Here I started the same idea, a curve, 3 petals, and then I gave each one kind of a little fingernail at the top, added some straight lines and a dot. There's still some room for improvement there. This one I started with a curvy line, some big leafy bumps on each side, added a line to give it that leaf idea, and then added the dots there as well. It doesn't need to be colored, it can be in pencil, but create some different ideas using this as a guide. If you have to look back at the intermediate patterns or even the beginner pattern sheet, that's okay, because this is where it all starts. Have fun, and when you're done, turn it in for your assignment.